to talk about complexion in this video. We're gonna do primer, foundation, concealer, powder, kind of how to do it, what tools to use to get a really flawless finish that makes you feel like it's skin, not crazy like a mask, but actually your skin, but makes you feel really confident if you have things to cover up. So face, okay, so I start with my serum just because I like it. So this is, I'm just gonna do one pump. Normally I do more than that, but for pre-makeup, you don't need a lot. Our eyes are obviously done. And just slap it on. Okay, then we're gonna do a little bit of primer. And primer, I get asked a lot, do I need primer? What does it do? Blah, blah, blah. This is the Pore Perfecting Primer. I have a couple different kinds. This one is for more oily combination, girls and boys. You don't need a brush, but I'm gonna use a brush to put it on, and I'll tell you about the brush in a minute. But first we're gonna talk about primer. Primer, think of why you prime your walls. In case there's a texture inconsistency, your paint will go on more smoothly, right? So any texture issues, this smooths them out so that your foundation, your tinted moisturizer, your powder foundation can lay really nicely on top. It's good if you've got dry spots. It's good if you've got pores that you're like, oh, I gotta fix this. And it also creates a barrier between your skin and your complexion product so that your complexion product stays longer through the day. So you need a primer if your foundation or whatever tinted moisturizer isn't going on evenly or it's leaving you halfway through the day. Otherwise, you don't need it. But we're gonna do it because we're here. You can use your fingers or you can use your foundation brush with your primer. Okay. So speaking of foundation brush, most foundation brushes look like this. Yeah, and you can kind of paint. My foundation brush looks like this, and he's chubby and stout. And I love him because you can buff any product. If you love your foundation or your tinted moisturizer, if you use this brush with it, it will look better. It looks airbrushed in your skin. I love it, love it, love it. You'll never get that line because it just blends so easily and seamlessly into your skin. So speaking of, we're gonna put foundation on. I wear foundation because tinted moisturizer doesn't really cover enough for me because I'm very pink and I have some problem areas today. How handy for us to cover up. So I'm going to put about that much, like a pea-sized amount. And then what you do is you basically take your brush and you pull a piece off, okay? And then you're gonna pull down. It's like you're painting a house. How romantic. And then anything you want blended, you're gonna circle, and that gives you more of a sheer wash on your coverage situation. And anything I want more coverage on, I'm gonna push. If you watch the eyeshadow video, we discussed this as well. But so I'm just gonna pull down, and you're gonna see how well this stuff covers. Going a little under the brow. We can do more with that later, but we haven't filled our brows in yet. So I'm gonna do concealer, but I just want you to see like with and without. It's a very humbling moment, but this is reality. This is what's happening. Okay. So along your jawline, where you see ladies at the grocery store with a line with makeup at the magazine rack when you're checking out, that's whenever I want to pull them into the bathroom and be like, let's go fix it. But I've never done it. But if you swirl this, my point in saying that is if you swirl this, you won't get that. You won't be that lady at the magazine line, at the magazine stand. So I'm not worrying about under the eye because I'm going to fix that in a second. I think that's good. I'm not used to this much light. Okay, bueno, so just rub that in. So then I'm gonna take my concealer, and it's getting low, but I love this one, and I'm just literally gonna throw it on. And we're not gonna do a whole lot. I do have some breakouts here. I'm a little pinker on my chin, so I tend to put a little extra there, and then I tend to be a little pink around the nose. And then if you want, for highlight purposes, I mean, you've already got it out. It's not hard to just throw some dots on. Okay, so you can use your finger. I'm just gonna use this little brush. I'm thinking about carrying it. I don't yet, so let me know if you like it. And then we're just gonna go under here and soften this out. Okay, so we covered everything up. Now, if you do all that work and put foundation and concealer on and everything and don't powder, especially like when it's warmer outside, your stuff isn't gonna stay on. So this is the Aloe setting powder, and I'm gonna use a big fluffy brush with this guy. And I tend to actually go from the cap. So I'm just gonna kind of dot it in the cap. And I like this if you don't want more coverage. Like we did all the covering we're gonna do. We're just gonna set this and make it like semi-matte. Not matte, but semi-matte. But I am gonna go under the eye first because that's an area that I spent some time on with concealer, and I wanna make sure that I'm really like pushing that in. So I'm not brushing, again, I'm pushing, okay? So I'm really gonna push that in so it sets. And then I'm gonna do my chin because I spent some time on there because of these lovely gentlemen that are hanging out with me this week. And push, push, push. Get a little more powder. Push, 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 push. And if you get a little extra like white powder like that, then you can do little swirlies, but that's kind of it. Otherwise, I just would stick with pushing. Okay, that's your face. So that's complexion stuff. And yeah, I look very monotone. So we're gonna fix that in the next video.